Welcome, Sens Talk.
Russell winds in, feeds it back across the track and scores! Brady Tkachuk makes it 2-0. Paul Giroux, hit alone, scores!
Tim Stutzel across, Tkachuk score! The captain, Brady Tkachuk, buries it with 1:18 to go.
See you later. Go Sens, go. Welcome to Sens Talk. My name is Brandon Plant, and I am your host. Tonight, Ottawa took on the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Battle of Ontario in Toronto, in enemy territory. Ladies and gentlemen, this one was a fantastic one, so strap in, buckle your seatbelts, enjoy the ride. Here we go. Going into this game, Ottawa and Toronto were tied 1-1 in the series. Ottawa, though, after snapping a 6-game losing streak last Saturday against the Pittsburgh Penguins just before Christmas, are looking to win back-to-back games and get a little closer back to 500 as they're looking to win 2 in a row. Meanwhile, for the Ottawa Senators tonight on the ice, they iced the exact same lineup as they did on Saturday in that 5-4 OT win. Instead, though, of Forsberg starting as he did on Saturday, it was Jonas Korpisalo starting, which surprised me a little bit, especially after a solid performance from Anton Forsberg. And for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Martin Jones starts tonight, which is a little surprising as well. Not because he doesn't deserve it over, Ilya Samsonov, who's been terrible this year. I have him in fantasy, believe me, I know. But Martin Jones has been the better goaltender. It's not shocking in that aspect. But if you told me 2-3 months ago that it would have been Martin Jones starting for the Leafs in this game late in December, I probably wouldn't have believed you. So Toronto, just like Ottawa, is struggling big time in the net. Not a big issue for both teams tonight, though. Both goalies locked in, to be honest. But yeah, interesting times in Toronto for goaltending for sure. Now, enough rambling. Let's get to the first period of play. And 6 minutes in, Toronto, they strike early and they strike first. It's 1-0 Toronto. Austin Matthews picks up a loose puck. Nyes out front, tips it home. The Leafs strike first. It's 1-0 Toronto. And then 20 seconds later, Toronto extends their lead to 2-0. Bertuzzi out front tips one off a nice pass from Morgan Rielly. 2-0 Leafs. Eric Brandstrom, buddy. I always defend the franchise. I love this guy. He's got a lot of offensive ability. Very underrated defensively. Not there, though. Looked terrible. Have to box out Bertuzzi out front. You just have to. You can't let a guy like that. I know he's a big guy. You got to box him out there. You can't let him easily get to the net. And more so, just hang out in front of the net to get that tip. What do you want Korpisalo to do there? Brandstrom has to be much stronger. And the Leafs, unfortunately, strike and take advantage. It's 2-0 after 20 minutes of play. In a period where Toronto dominated, no doubt about it. They were the better team in the first period of play. They outshot us by double, 12-6 after 20 minutes. So, needless to say, Toronto were easily the better team in the first 20 minutes. And we go to the second period, and we all know the Ottawa Senators and their struggles. In the second period of play, they've allowed nearly the most goals in the National Hockey League in the second period this year. They're just behind, I believe, San Jose. Either they're behind San Jose or they're tied for San Jose. But they're bottom 3 in the league for goals against in the second period of play. And, look, I'll be honest. Under Jacques Martin, they've looked far better in the second period of play. They've given up a couple goals here and there, like Arizona, for example. They gave up a goal in the second period. But overall, Ottawa has looked far better in the second period. But they haven't really exploded in the second period. They never really dominated a second period over the last few games. Certainly not under DJ Smith. But 11 minutes in, here comes the comeback as Ottawa strikes to cut the game to a 1-goal deficit. Claude Giroux, shorthanded, feeds a trailing Parker Kelly, who's looked great the last few games. And the trailing Parker Kelly through the middle off a backhand pass, fires it bar in. 2-1 game. We got a game here, ladies and gentlemen. Parker Kelly with the shorthanded goal as Ottawa has literally the worst penalty kill in the National Hockey League. That's a shorthanded goal. That should boost the morale of the penalty kill. And Ottawa is only down by 1. It's 2-1. And then 4 minutes later, tie game. The Drake Batherson. Guess what? We got the better Drake, Toronto. Hate to break it to you. Drake Batherson pounces on a rebound to tie it up. 2-2. A great play by Tim Stützle. The drive to the net and force a big rebound off of Martin Jones, who should control the rebound there, to be honest with you. Batherson notices what Stützle is doing by driving to the net. He drives to the net as well. No one covers him. He takes advantage. Bang, bang, 2-2 game. Here we go. After 40 minutes of play, the Senators, they dominate the second period. The shots are 20-20 after 40 minutes of play. They completely took advantage of all the opportunities Toronto gave them, and then some, and we are tied after 40 minutes of play. A strong second period, which is very rare for the Ottawa Senators, and Drake Batherson, get used to that name, with a huge equalizing goal there. But overall, Ottawa looked very good in the second period of play. A lot of offensive chances. Hit the post a couple times as well. And Toronto, by the way, throughout this game, Ottawa got the bounces. I won't lie with you. Toronto had 3 or 4 opportunities where literally the puck was on the goal line or in the crease, and either Hamonic and Sanderson cleared the puck, or somehow, some way, Toronto just didn't put it in. Like Morgan Riley missed the net wide open in the first minute. So the Senators certainly got the bounces going their way, and then, of course, in both aspects going their way, of course, going to the back of the net as well. We go to the third period, though, and like I mentioned, keep Drake Batherson in your memory. As 4 minutes in, off an unbelievable angle, some call it the Rockstar Zone, Drake Batherson, bang! 3-2 game, his second of the night. Ottawa takes the lead for the first time in the third period of play. The Senators are up by a goal. It's 3-2 Ottawa, as Drake Batherson has his 11th career 2-goal game. Sens lead 3-2, and after that, Toronto would press. They'd have a power play. They would push. But the Ottawa Senators and Jonas Korpisalo would shut them down with 3 minutes left. The Leafs would empty their net. Brady Tkachuk, off a board pass from Vladimir Tarasenko, puts it home. Sens win 4-2. Beat the traffic, Toronto. Beat the traffic. After the Leafs dominated the first period, the Sens said nah in the second period and put the nail in the coffin in the third period. A 4-2 W. Back-to-back wins. It feels great, baby, as the Ottawa Senators take down their division rival and their provincial rival 4-2, as they lead the season series as well 2-1 now, as they take down the Leafs 4-2. Beat the traffic, Toronto. You already were doing that after that Braden Tkachuk goal, and a nice pass there from Vladimir Tarasenko, who had a couple points tonight as well along the boards. But what a selly too from Brady Tkachuk after that empty net goal. Unbelievable stuff. You love to see it. This is a huge game for Ottawa, the win. Obviously, after snapping that 6-game losing streak, you want to get some momentum, and here we go. You're after the Christmas break now. You got a lot of games to go. You still have some games in hand as well. It's a key opportunity for the Ottawa Senators to take advantage and maybe ignite a spark into this club and get them going back into a playoff contention. Now, some game notes. Firstly, back to Drake Batherson. In the month of December, he's been unreal. In 13 games, he has 7 goals and 9 assists. He's been fantastic. Easily Ottawa's best forward. And it's not shocking when you bring a guy, like Ridley Gregg back in the lineup, which allows a guy like Vladimir Tarasenko to go into the top 6. It's not shocking that Drake Batherson suddenly is exploding offensively. Also, him playing with Tim Stützle has been great. He's been great overall in that top 6. And most of these goals and points are coming on 5-on-5. So I've been really impressed with Drake Batherson's resurgence, especially after a tough start to the year. And defensively, too, the forecheck and the backcheck has been great from Batherson. He's clearly turned into a different chapter in his career. A lot of people were questioning his ability defensively. I think, obviously, when you're getting more offensive opportunities and putting up a lot more points, your confidence is going to get up there and you're going to play a much more well-rounded game. But I've really noticed the back-checking and the defensive game from Batherson as well. He's certainly been far, far better and noticeably better, especially compared to how he was earlier on in the year. Now, Ottawa, for the first time in 8 games, allowed less than 8 goals tonight. And by the way, they blocked 24 shots. 24 blocked shots. The boys were hungry for the win tonight, and they literally earned it. 24 blocked shots is absolutely insane. They give you context. The Toronto Maple Leafs tonight blocked only 11, so we literally more than double outproduced them in blocked shots. So Ottawa really, the Leafs early on were putting a lot of chances, but Ottawa did a very good job defensively. Look, Toronto got a lot of chances, and they missed a lot of opportunities, but Ottawa did also a very good job at blocking a lot of Toronto's chances, especially on the outside, which obviously made Korpisalo's night a little bit easier, even though it was a busy night for him. Now, speaking of Korpisalo, it was a busy night. He faced 36 shots, stopped 34 of them, had a .944 save percentage. Pretty good from Jonas Korpisalo. You love to see it. That's a big win for him after, like I mentioned in the last video, after Saturday's win, a tough stretch as of late, especially on the road. So that's a big win for him. And a big win for the Sens as they take down the Leafs 4-2 and have won back-to-back games. They improve to 13-17-0 on the season. We're still 4 games below 500, but little by little. You never know. There's still a lot of games left. Speaking of that, the next Sens game is this Friday against the New Jersey Devils. A fantastic team, a very, very good team. Don't let that record fool you. So that's a tough game. We'll see them on Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, and I will see you all then as well. So thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. As always, what a win! Let's go for 3 in a row this Friday. I'll see you all soon. Go Sens, go.